millions of Chinese firms face collapse if banks don't act. Brigita, a director at one of China's largest car dealers, is running out of options. Her firm's 100 outlets have been closed for about a month because of the novel coronavirus. Cash reserves are dwindling and banks are reluctant to extend deadlines on billions of yuan in debt coming due over the next few months. There are also other creditors to think about. If we can't pay back the bonds, it will be very, very bad, said Brigita, whose company has 10,000 employees and sells mid to high-end car brands such as BMWs. She asked that only her first name be used and that her firm not be identified because she isn't authorized to speak to the press. With much of China's economy still idled as authorities try to contain an epidemic that has infected more than 75,000 people, millions of companies across the country are in a race against the clock to stay afloat. A survey of small and medium-sized Chinese companies conducted this month showed that a third of respondents only had enough cash to cover fixed expenses for a month, with another third running out within 2 months. Only 30% of such firms have managed to resume operations due to a complicated local government approval procedure as well as a lack of employees and financing, a government official said at a news conference Monday. While China's government has cut interest rates, ordered banks to boost lending and loosened criteria for companies to restart operations, many of the nation's private businesses say they've been unable to access the funding they need to meet upcoming deadlines for debt and salary payments. Without more financial support or a sudden rebound in China's economy, some may have to shut for good. If China fails to contain the virus in the first quarter, I expect a vast number of small businesses would go under, said LV Changshan, an analyst at Beijing Zhonghe Yingtai management consultant company. Despite accounting for 60% of the economy and 80% of jobs in China, private businesses have long struggled to tap funding to help them expand during booms and survive crises. About 2/3 of the country's 80 million small businesses, including many mom-and-pop shops, lacked access to loans as of 2018, according to China's National Institution for Finance and Development. President Xi Jinping over the weekend pledged a greater focus on reviving the economy, with a more proactive fiscal policy, accelerated construction projects and freer reserves for commercial lenders to unleash more funding. Support from China's banking giants in response to the outbreak has so far been piecemeal, mostly earmarked for directly combating the virus. Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, the nation's largest lender, has offered relief to about 5% of its small business clients. More on the outbreak of new coronavirus. Virus pushes pay. For more on this story, visit the news article link.